I recently stumbled on a Solana Metaverse / gaming project that I'm really excited about. They look really good. So we're talking about Botborgs on today's video. So guys, my name is Shash. I talk about NFTs, especially gaming crypto NFTs on Solana. That's my biggest focus. Now, one thing I'd love for you to do is obviously subscribe to my channel, but also follow me on Twitter where I do giveaways. I provide the latest alpha, so I'll be providing my basically investments / calls a lot earlier on Twitter than anywhere else. So make sure to go follow me on Twitter. Now let's talk about Botborgs, right? Botborgs looks incredibly promising. The first thing that got me is they have a playable demo. Unfortunately, it's Windows only. I wasn't able to download it because I have a MacBook. Yes, I get it. I need to go buy a Windows machine. So I'm going to probably do that or set up a virtual machine. But if you look at their actual footage, you can see that this actually looks kind of fun. So it's on my list to grab my friend's laptop and play this demo. I'll probably be doing that in the next few days, but I didn't want to wait to shoot the video because I'm already so excited about the project. So what is Botborgs, right? The concept behind Botborgs is there are multiple planets, right? And each of these different planets is like a different game or it's a different hangout. So there's this whole concept of multiple worlds. And then there's a lot of space between these worlds. So you can travel in space between these worlds or you can teleport instantly between these worlds, right? And the whole point of this is they have different games. So if you look at their homepage, you see that they have this kind of like tank capture the flag game over here. This is the space game. They're working on a bunch of different games like Borborgs, which is the demo, right? Which is a tank capture the flag game. And they're working on a first person shooter, which is going to be on another planet. There's going to be a racing planet. There's going to be a boat battle planet. And they're making a lot of rapid progress. So those are kind of like multiplayer, player versus player planets, right? And you will essentially long-term probably be earning on those planets. Now there's also other planets that are like gallery / hangout planets where there's no games, but they're more for hanging out, right? So some of these planets will be basically art collections where different NFT collections will be shown off and they'll be collabing with different projects to show off their art. And these are more chilled out planets, right? There's also solo planets, which are planets where you'll play solo games. So they're working on a parkour planet. So they do have an NFT collection coming out and they do have the game demo already, which to me is very bullish. I'm going to download the game demo and play that. But the NFTs are the Botborgs, right? They're the rulers of the Borgverse. And essentially they give you access to private planets and events. They give you custom skins. They are basically faster leveling. And they allow you to teleport instantly from planet to planet, priority access to planet auctions, properties, and the coin offerings. So you basically get priority access to their IDO, exclusive airdrops and whitelist collaborations, and governance over the Borgverse and all of its inhabitants. So there's a bunch of benefits there, right? Later on, they're planning to do planet auctions, so they're going to actually auction off certain planets. So these planets will be developed, you can build whatever you want on them. You'll work with their team to build a custom kind of planet, right? And that's really cool. Then there's bunkers. These are kind of like little bunkers where you can customize it. As you can see, they built a bunch of them on Twitter for influencers. So they've been doing a really good job of promoting their project. So they built a custom Botborg plus custom bunker for this guy. As you can see, it looks really cool. There's some other ones they've made. So this one looks really cool for Soul Playboy. They have this whole gaming room and I think that's a bar or a couch area, and the bar's up here and bedroom. So they're making these really cool bunkers for various influencers to promote their project. And if you look on their Twitter, they have a bunch of other stuff, including previews of animations, previews of basically what the characters look like in game. It's very interesting. These guys are definitely already developing. And as you can see here, this whole capture the flag tank game is functional and it looks pretty fun. So good on them for actually getting a game together pretty fast. So with the NFT collections, it's 10,000 Botborgs. The supply is quite high, but I do think the project is promising enough to sell out all 10,000 if the mint price is reasonable. So for example, Mini Royale, which is another gaming project, sold out a 10K collection. And I do think these guys have a roadmap and a game plan that's very promising. Okay, so let's talk about the roadmap, right? So they've basically already launched their socials. They finished the first PvP game. which was the whole Botborgs. So they've been working on this for a while, and clearly they're executing. And they've released Hoverborgs. Now they're going to release the NFT collection in January, and they're going to release 3 more planets, and then after that there's going to be the racing planet, and then in March you'll have the coin IDO, the casino planet, etc. So one of the big advantages of buying the NFT is getting into the IDO. That is promising. So with the team, right, they are kind of anonymous. I'm not really seeing that much on them, right? They don't have their names or their Twitter or LinkedIn profiles. Again, this is standard for Solana, but I would love it if more projects would dox. Guys, if you're a project that's willing to fully dox yourself, let me know, because I will basically buy into your stuff like crazy and make videos about it on my YouTube channel, because I do think that's one of the biggest things out there, is a project that's fully doxed where the members of the team are not afraid to show themselves means that it's a project that they're fully committed to. And honestly, it is a little worrying that in the Solana space right now, there's just so many projects with anonymous or semi-anonymous founders, right? So with these guys, they have experience working with Blizzard, EA Games, etc. They say previous clients, so I don't know exactly in what capacity they worked together, but it does seem like they've worked on some pretty big projects and they have the gaming experience to back up a project like this. In terms of community metrics, they have 19,000 followers on Twitter. So as you can see, they get quite a bit of engagement. People like it. They're working on their first-person shooter system here. This actually looks really cool. So this is a project that's doing well. On Discord, they have around 20,000 people. So yeah, this is going to be a highly contested mint, guys. Even if it's 10K supply, I think the floor price is probably going to double, triple. And my strategy here is, if I am able to mint, I'm going to hold long term, right? Like I want to hold, let's say if I'm able to mint 2 or 3, maybe I might sell one along the way, but I definitely see this as a longer term project. I think the IDO allocation itself is worth a lot, getting into the IDO early. And guys, there are games out there with $100, $200 million valuations for absolutely no reason that have no gameplay footage, while these guys have some really great gameplay footage. So my verdict on this project is an 8 out of 10. They haven't announced a mint date and price yet, so that number could change. So if they have some absurd mint price like 3 Sol for a 10,000 collection, that's going to be harder to sell out. And if they have a 1 Sol price, I think that's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to sell out instantly. I do think that based on this minting price, it's gonna really determine how much I'm going to invest in this project, right? Now, the reason it's an 8 out of 10 and not a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 is because it's still a little bit unclear what their overall roadmap is. They do have a somewhat detailed roadmap, but it's not as detailed as some of these other games I've seen, right? Where some of these other games have extremely in-depth roadmaps with very detailed gameplay information, very detailed tokenomics, etc. However, 8 out of 10, if they do have a reasonable mint price of around 1 Sol, which I think it will sell out and be like a solid entry point, I think this project is going to do well long term. We've seen with Solana gaming projects, a lot of them have hit 10 Sol floor prices on 10,000 collections without gameplay footage. So I think this project is going to do well, right? So guys, please buy into projects that have gameplay footage, that have teams that are actually building. Don't buy into overhyped projects that don't have anything beyond just a white paper, right? That's my request to you. Let's make sure to really get after it in 2022 with Solana gaming and NFTs. So guys, that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment below with the next project you'd like me to cover, as well as any suggestions or feedback on how I'm making these videos, right? So if there's ways I could make these videos better, let me know. I'm all about community here and making sure I can improve and adapt as time goes on. So guys, I'm gonna see you in the next video. And again, please support the channel by subscribing and liking this video so you can be informed about the next Solana gaming project before the whole world is.